I got a lot of questions from you guys on some of the additional resources that I use in my guitar building journey. Many years ago, I was a part of ProjectGuitar.com and Music Instrument Makers Forum. I was on those sites a lot as I was beginning my process of learning how to build guitars. I won Project Guitar of the Month many years ago with this Spalted Maple Les Paul. And it was just a great way to interact with people and sort of see what guys are doing and how they're doing it. There's also a bunch of forums out there as well for Tellys or Les Pauls. I know I've seen my name crop up on those from time to time. That's probably one of the best resources online in terms of forums. There's also YouTube. There's a lot of guys building channels out there as well. Crimson, Fletcher, Freddie Frets. If you guys haven't found him, he's got a great, awesome channel for building guitars. Will Woodso. I mean, there's a ton of builders out there that are doing this, and I think the more you can learn, the more you can view from someone else. Everyone has a different comfort level of how they're building, so watching as much as you can really helps build your brain around what works better for you, what you're comfortable doing. I also bought a gazillion books on guitar building. Probably the one I went through the most was Melvin Hissock's Make Your Own Electric Guitar. I think before all the YouTube videos were out there, I read through this book couple thousand times. It's a really great book on just basic setting up how to build your own guitar. And of course, Brian May built his own guitar years ago. This is a great book. Amazon's got used books, which is what they started with. And this is where I got most of my books years ago. I would say Make Your Own Electric Guitar is probably the centerpiece of what I was doing. This is a great starting point. I also read Bob Bendato's Make an Archtop book. Really love this book. Spent a ton of time reading this as I built my archtop. It's almost like this is how I build my guitar. See if you can build one as good as me. And I know Bob's on YouTube every once in a while. I'll see him comment here and there. But this is a really, really great book if you're going to get into archtops. I also joined the Guild of American Luthiers, and I get their quarterly magazine. I bought a bunch of Stu Mack books as well, and then this guitar making book, which I wasn't a big of a fan in. So those are guitar-specific books. Then I got into staining, and I got to the Beauty of the Burst because I wanted to see how different guitars look with color. I think that's one of the things I love is doing coloring of the guitar tops. And the Beauty of the Burst has some of the best bursts back in the day. And of course, this is my favorite, the Brock Burst. And this is how I really go for most of my guitars. And this look. The figure of this wood is amazing. The coloring is amazing. If I could have one guitar, I think this would be it. And then I also went through the PRS book and looked at how they color. This is even before they've been using some of their dyes. This is a really interesting book in terms of construction technique. A lot of bits and pieces here. When I was doing this 10 years ago and starting to learn, a lot of the YouTube videos weren't out there in terms of factory tours. But it's always great to have the book at night before you go to bed and just sort of read through all this. And then I have all my woodworking specific books. I don't know, I've probably got 30 books here. How to set up a bandsaw. Basic woodworking. Shop notes have great ways of building your own tools. I've built a number of my own tools. I've done turning. How to Dry Wood and Use It is a great book, especially if you guys are cutting your own wood. This will really help you understand how to cut wood, how to use it. I've done a lot of my own drying now. Another bandsaw book, The Soul of a Tree, George Nakashima. Unbelievable thoughts on wood and design. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is my brother's. I still haven't given it back. Lots of books on jigs. This is how I've learned how to build some of my jigs. Understanding Wood is another great book in terms of figuring out how to cut, how to fasten, what things look like, how to stabilize, different materials. I must have read this book 100 times. This is, God, this book is probably from the 70s. Again, more fixtures. Some stuff on turning. I also then got a lot of books on different guitars, history of guitar, Fender, the Golden Era, Gibson Les Paul, how to maintain setup. One of my favorite books is George and Leo. Talks about how they set stuff up back in the day, different styles. Really, really cool book. Fender, the blues guitar, and then the American history guitar. Shows you different construction of different guitars. It's a really cool book. Gets to see a lot of things without having to be on the computer all the time. Paul Reed Smith gives you a chronological year of the guitar. One of my other favorite books was the Finewood Selectogram. It's got a hardness rating of a bunch of different woods, and it'll give you specific gravity, weight per board foot, its hardness, its more, its mole, and you can go through and see the different types, you know, as a sort of matter of fact type of record. They tested lots of different pieces of wood, and you know, what's the hardness and weight of basswood versus alder. You can sort of transfer that to how do we think this is going to sound, how's this going to feel. Elm, koa, lacewood. Referenced this a gazillion times. I also spent a number of years working at Arl Hardwood and Lumber. Was able to process a lot of wood to sort of get its feel of how it machines. When I was going through my electronics phase, I wanted to build a line of amps, and I bought all the different electricity books. My dad built TVs back in the day, and I went through, and this was probably one of my favorite books, Guitar Electronics for Musicians by Donald Brozniak. Really, really great book in terms of figuring out what to do, phase of pickups, how to set up your amp, how to build your own amp, and then guitar effects. And then the latest edition of Premier Guitar, there's a basics on pickups and magnetics and wiring. I try and read as much as I can. Lots of different information sources for me help sort of build out my brain on what I want to do, where I want to learn. So like I said, go to Amazon, find their used book section for this stuff. You can buy it, you can read it at home, watch as many other YouTube channels as you can. And that's how I've sort of gotten to where I am today, almost 20 years in. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next vid.